John 19:36. Egenita gar tauta, hina he graphe plerothe, ostun ou suntribesetai autu. John has just reported to us that Jesus' legs were not broken because he had already died. Instead, a soldier pierced his side and out came blood and water. We read, for these things happened. That egenita is an aorist middle indicative third person singular from ginomai. Don't forget that neuter plural subjects frequently take a singular verb. That's what we have going on here. These things happened. Jesus' legs were not broken, but instead he was pierced with a spear so that the scripture would be fulfilled. And yes, as soon as we see the hina, we know the subjunctive is coming. As soon as we see that theta, bam, that's an aorist passive subjunctive. That's a third-person singular ending to match the third-person singular subject. The scripture will be fulfilled. If you read the commentaries, there's some debate as to which particular scripture is in mind. If we look, I've listed some of them below here. The first three, note that the first one there is only found in the wording of the Septuagint, but Exodus 12:10, 12:46, Numbers 9:12, these refer to the Passover lamb and how a bone of the Passover lamb should not be broken. So here Jesus dying as the final and ultimate and lasting Passover sacrifice for his people, possibly also a reference to Psalm 34:20, the bones, the Lord protects the righteous man, not a bone of his will be broken. One commentator has suggested that the author has in mind both Jesus as the Passover sacrifice and as the true and Davidic Messiah. I'll let you read the commentaries on that. Think about that. And the wording here of the Old Testament scripture that is cited, very literally, a bone will not be broken of him. In other words, his bone, or not one of his bones, we might smooth out, not one of his bones will be broken, but literally, a bone will not be broken of him. Let's look at that verb, suntribesetai. That is from the verb suntribo, to break. Perhaps you wish that the ending had been thesetai. That would have made it very easy, right? You would see the theta, you'd say, oh, that's a passive, there's no augment, that's a future passive indicative third person singular. But some future passives and aorist passives of verbs do not have the theta. That's what we have here. If you look here, we do still have our asetai there, the asetai, but this verb does not have a theta for its future passive and aorist passive. So it might have been a little bit harder for you to recognize.